So you rejoin us for the resumption of play with the score on 31-4 of 10 overs. Difficult one to judge for Jane. Do they be a bit braver, go for broke, see if they can push the score up to the 70, 80, 90 mark? Or should they be more cautious and back their bowlers to defend a low total? We shall see. That's a false stroke. Just possibly a slower ball from the bowler. Wasn't any pace at all to work from. Oh, that's a good ball. Keeper standing up, well taken. Just 3 or 4 inches wide of off stump, went for a forcing shot off the back foot, trying to get it possibly between point and cover points, but didn't make any contact. It'd be a tough catch, of course, if it did hit the edge with the keeper standing up. Bit uppish, getting stuck in the pitch again, as I said earlier. Seems to be a bit of a trend today. Difficult for players that like to drive on the up. It's a dangerous game on this wicket, but in that instance got away with it. Could be given a wide. Yep, the umpire confirms it. Just getting too wide outside that off stump on that occasion. Well run, just claims 2 runs. Another attempted cut outside off stump, just not quite reading the pace of the pitch.
I think you are not calm here.
Yeah.
When you came? Last night, okay. See you in hotel.
Should be that. Good shot off the thigh there. Just used. I've seen some quite good bounce on this. Some bowlers extracting some good bounce. Caused the batsman a bit of problem, but then again, so is the lack of pace. So difficult for batsmen who might be used to different types of pitches. They have to adjust their stroke play. And we've seen a couple of times today that several batsmen have fallen because they slightly misread, played too early on a shot, given a few catches. But the standard of fielding really has been excellent. One or two drop catches I can remember, but not many. That's played cautiously. Defended. 35 for 4 off 11 overs. Be interesting to see if Jane can accelerate towards the end of this innings. Didn't quite time that right, but ends up getting fortuitous single. I think he tried to play it on the offside. Ended up just turning his wrist and playing it on the onside. But a single nonetheless. That's a good ball right up in the block hole again. People who watch a lot of cricket might have heard people saying that's a dying art, the Yorker. Getting it right at the toes of the batsman. So many new variations of bowling these days, as the bowlers continually try to outfox the batsmen who try and come up with inventive new strokes. He's got a top edge on that, it could be out. Indeed, it's taken at mid-on, and that's the 5th wicket down for Jane. He just saw it short of length, rocked back, but wasn't able to either get the direction or the power right, and a comfortable catch. Mid-on, it's a 5th wicket down. Brings Prajwal to the crease. Perhaps quite short enough for the shot he attempted. And I have plenty of time to think about that now. He's taking his pads off. So 12 gone, 35 for 5. Anish preparing to bowl. So a nice looking drive down to mid-off for a single. Played back down the pitch for no run. We haven't seen any particularly inventive shots today. The sweep shot haven't really seen, or any paddles. It's all been quite orthodox. Perhaps that's testimony to the unfamiliar conditions, the different ball that they're using in Esplanade Square because of the risk of damage to surrounding cars, not using the leather ball, and also the artificial pitch here. It's just tending to pop up off a length, which can make stroke making difficult. So I think those difficulties have been a key part of why we've seen some quite low scoring games here today. That's a good shot straight. They come back for two. I think if they can get 50 up without the loss of another wicket with 5-6 overs to go, they'll hope to post a very competitive score. Certainly going for it. He's lost his shape on that occasion, just threw his head back. Unable to connect. That was heading for what cricket lovers affectionately call cow corner. Lots of funny phrases in cricket for those of you who are new to cricket or do not watch very often. A rich tradition of sayings. That could be out. That's a top edge but falls short. Went for the hook shot. Get a single nonetheless. Lots of field placings to learn. Descriptions for each shot. Fine, this is some young fans of the game really grow to love these endearing terms. More complex and subtle game than football, of course. Slight hold up here, I think, while we change the ball. Umpires not happy with the current one. Perhaps its seam has been damaged, or it's being changed now. Well, they still want another ball. There's a constant one of the sights you may have seen in the back of your screen there, the horse-drawn carriages which go across this square, popular with the tourists looking for a timeless element to their holiday. Not as fast a way of travelling, but certainly more serene than a motor car. So I think we're nearly ready to resume now after the umpires have changed the ball. 41 for 5 with 7 overs left. That's interestingly poised, this game. Remember, the first game in the morning was a low scoring affair, so that could be a caught and bowled. I think be half stopped by the bowler. Score of 70 or so may not seen very much in the 2020, but in these conditions it would take some chasing. In the game this morning, Johannesburg restricted Athens to 63, but then were only able to get to 37. We'll see if the same pattern is repeated in this game, as that's worked powerfully on the... That should be 4 runs. It's just goes for 2 as it's picked up. Just prevented it hitting the car, in which case it would have been 4. Couple of changes to the field, trying to plug that gap. Wicketkeeper making a few adjustments. So it's a spin now. It's given a wide. It's the off spinner, but started it too wide. Getting some grip on this pitch, and a little bit of bounce as well, but have to be careful not to pitch it too short, otherwise it's giving me runs. That's a strange shot. Looking to hoist it leg side again. The key to those power shots is keeping the head still at the time of impact. A few more adjustments to the field. It's another wide, struggling to find the line and length in this over. These extras are going to help the Janes score. Move up towards 50. 5 wickets down. Moving over the wicket, that might be a wide as well. No, he's let that one go. So a legitimate delivery. Just hit that square. It's only going to be a single. To the square leg boundary. Classic BMW there on your shot. And again for the off spinner, just well fielded in his follow through by the bowler, and that's the end of the over. 14 gone. .47 off 14 overs, so 47.5 off 14 overs, 6 to go. Let's see what target Jane can post here. Looks like we have some more spin here. Indeed we do. 2 or 3 paces. Is it a leggy? Yeah, it might well be a leggy there. Oh, that's a big shout for LBW there. Very loopy ball. Attempted to drag it leg side but didn't make contact. An economical run up. Got hold of that one, but only going to be a single. It's an interesting policy, holding the spinners back until the last third of the game, last third of the innings. Could see a flurry of boundaries or could see a couple of wickets. We'll wait and see. And a sweep shot, the first we've seen today, I think. That's just going to be one run, that could be close. Direct hit, but looks like the umpire's happy. Set off quickly, good clear communication, that's always the key. And if you do that, you've got a good chance of getting home, even with a direct hit. Any hesitation, and the field is in with a chance. Delays between each ball now as the captain want to fastidiously adjust the field. That's a lot of loop on that. He had a lot of time to think about where to hit that one, and in the end he didn't hit it very far at all. Some batsmen prefer to have pace on the ball to work with. For a spinner, if they can get it up above the eye line, can occasionally be difficult to get away. Again, that's a lot of loop, but that could well be a wide. A little bit of turn. Again, just lacking a bit of technique and composure here, the batsman. Just needs to keep his shape, make sure his head's over the ball and have a clean hit. That's more orthodox, but he's not going to get a run there. Doesn't matter how hard you swing if you don't connect. Even so, brought the 50 up, I think, in that over. 15 gone. So into the last quarter of the innings, 15 gone. Small partnership building between these two. So return to pace. And that's a good shot off the back foot. Slightly cramped for him, but the short arm jab, just, single, it was picked off at long on. This has scored to 51 for 5. Beginning of the 16th over. Umpire's calling for something again. Okay. Looks like we're going to have a short drinks break. Be back with you shortly. So after that brief pause for a drink, we're back with the live action. It's a Mo across the line, doesn't make contact. Seen a couple of that in the last couple of overs. Just losing shape and trying to get the ball to the boundary by brute force. You have to keep your eye on the ball all the way onto the bat. Not just about the effort, but about the execution. So a couple of overs of spin. It's good to see some pace back on the ball here. We'll see if the batsman can capitalise, or whether pace will do the trick for Delhi. They can break this rather stubborn 7th wicket partnership. Trying the same shot again. This time gets a toe end on it rather fortuitously, and it goes through for a single. So eyeing up that leg side boundary, just looking to swivel pull backward a square. And get it between a short third man and point. A little bit leg sidey, but nothing given. That is going to be a wide. It's just a question of how many. A little bit wayward in these last two deliveries. Needs to attack the stumps. We've seen that's been effective today. Bails have been sent flying on a number of occasions. Abu Dhabi shouts. There, I think umpire suggesting it was going to miss the stumps. But again, batsman didn't really give himself a solid foundation to play that stroke. Struggling to get these loose deliveries away, and that's why the score has only just crept above 50. I'm not quite sure why we have these delays. We seem to have a drink break every over. Not sure whether this is an attempt to pass a message on to the field. I think quite animated conversation between the drinks carrier and the batsman. I think in American football terms that would be called a tactical timeout. So it's been a little bit stop-start. The flow of the game being interrupted by these regular pauses in play. So square leg umpires switch sides, and we're set to continue here as the bowler comes in, steady one up. That's dropped a little bit short, that's forced wide, square on the offside, come through for a single, slight misfield allows a second. Played a cross-batted swipe at that in front of square. Just a single. Score nudging up towards 60 in the 17th over. Firm connection with that time. One bounce for. Well, the first clean hit we've seen for quite a few overs. Picked up the length early. Hit it in the middle of the bat. And one bounce into the covered areas for the cafes. Is this a sign that there's going to be some late acceleration in this innings? Perhaps taking Jane up towards a score of around 75 or 80, which would be the highest we've seen today here in Esplanada. Or will it be followed by a wicket as we've seen so many times already today? We'll soon see that's a repeat of the same shot, this time one bounce to the fielder though, in a similar area. Just picked out deep mid-wicket on the first bounce, just went through for a single. Bowler needs to pitch the ball up, I suggest. Brought the man in from the cover boundary. It's now at cover point. We have an extra cover and a mid off and a mid on and a mid wicket. Could be given a wide, it is. Putting quite a profitable over here from Jane, and the Jane camp just to my right, making quite a lot of noise. It's been a good partnership, this. It's a full toss, that could be a wide as well. Let's have a look. Indeed. Costly extras. It's nicely played, just waited for it and played it off his toes for a quick single. It's a good ball, just angled in and treated with the respect it deserved. It's the end of the 17th over. So 11 coming from that over, but expensive one. 3 to go, the score is 65 for 5. Just a single. Big shot leg side there, that's well anticipated by the fielder, who's restricted that to 1. He's heading out towards the boundary, but the boundary rider was quick to pick up the line and made sure he kept it to a single. Slightly contrived shot there, just tried to shovel it to leg side. A strangled appeal for LBW, but more in hope than expectation. Delhi could do with the wicket here just to stem the flow of runs that have come in this fruitful partnership from Jane. Again, just gave himself a bit of room, spread his, just widened his stance, but again, only a single. There has been more urgency though in this last third of the innings. Shots down the ground at 1 bounce. That could be out. Must have been close. Must have been close, but as all batsmen should, he ran his bat into the crease. It's driven square, but straight to point. This could be slightly frustrated fielders there who think that the keeper could have perhaps thrown to the bowler's end, where the batsman had backed up quite a long way. Looks like the keeper might have jarred his finger there, collecting the ball. Another pause. Not sure drinks break every over is in the tournament rules, but seems to be what we're getting. 2 overs to go, 69 for 5. So Lakshya, the opening bowler, tall, rangy figure, returns. Yeah, it's a strong shot, square of the wickets, bisected the two fielders on the boundary. Over into the coffee drinkers. Takes him to 73. Might be eyeing up a late run towards 3 figures here, Jane. Lakshya again will want to be a fuller pitch. It's another strong shot. It's well fielded. Very well fielded. Just keeps it to 1. A lot of excitement from both sets of fans here. Delhi will think that they should have got a couple more wickets. This Jain partnership has cost them some runs. If they'd managed to get a couple more quick wickets, they really would have put Jain under an enormous amount of pressure to even bat out their overs. But this partnership has now put Jain in a good position with an over and a half or so to go. Going round the wicket, and that could be another 4. It is. Just slapped square, just in front of square. On the boundary, takes the score to 78. Lots of noise from the Jain teammates, squad members. Pace on the ball can be a gamble. Can hurry the batsman, get some quick wickets, but if it's not accurate, the batsman can seize on anything short and wide, use the pace of the ball to cross the boundary ropes. That's what's happened this over so far. Lakshya again trying to make amends, and that's nicely turned off his hip for a single. This could be a chance. It's going to... safety taken. Finally make the breakthrough. But that partnership could have hurt them. Very good partnership for the 6th wicket. Starting to accelerate. And as you'd expect, with only 8 or so balls to go, batsman taking a risk, looking to move the scoreboard on. Brings Prathan to the crease. Round of applause for the outgoing batsman. Delhi will be relieved. A couple of shoulders were starting to slump there. This being increasingly frustrated by that growing partnership, which has now been broken. Laksa making the breakthrough after conceding a few boundaries earlier in his over. He's in again, that's defended. A good length ball. And that's the end of the over, so 1 over to go in this Jain innings. .79 on the board. Jain will be looking for at least 10 off this over. Maybe even try and get into the 90s. So I think psychologically that would be good for them, good for their bowlers. As for Delhi's point of view, they'll certainly want to keep it below 3 figures, and that's a wicket first ball as the batsman went for a very expansive and ultimately fruitless hoik across the line. Might have been better served playing that straight. Wickets, like a London bus, often come in pairs. You wait forever and then 2 arrive at once. So 7 down now. The final few deliveries. I think that was a slower ball, just tickled it into mid wicket, and without any pace on the ball, were able to go through for a comfortable single. The bowler's in again. Lovely looking drive that could go out towards the boundary. Just picked up inside, get 2, I think. It's a nice on drive that. Didn't quite make it over the rope. Down to long on, might be a run out opportunity, dives in, safe enough.